San Jose, the Wisconsin Province Jesuits.
Southeastern Louisiana University. Fordham Prep. Fairfield Prep. Holy Names University. And the Jesuit School of Theology at Santa Clara University. It is now my pleasure to introduce Father Kevin Burke, a professor of systematic theology and the executive dean of the Jesuit School of Theology at Santa Clara University, who previously taught for a very long time at Weston Jesuit, and for whom El Salvador has really shaped much of his life. He has written extensively on Ayacuría. He's also written on the theological significance of martyrdom, about Oscar Romero, the theological dimension of peacemaking, and many other things. Please help me in welcoming Father Kevin Burke.
Thank you. The first thing I want to say to all of you is thank you for being here. But I also want to begin with a question. It's a simple question. Why are we here? Of course, many answers could be given to the question. Many answers need to be given. As many answers as there are people in this room. But each of us has to ask the question for him or herself. Why did I come here? Why did you come here? And so I'd like to ask, just to take a second, ask you to think about this question, ponder it. Why did you come here this weekend? What I'm about to say is not meant to take the place of your answer to the personal question, why did you come here? I can't do that. But what I can do is to introduce and situate this corporate question, why did we come here? In the light of the extraordinary men and women whom we remember as the UCA martyrs, the two Salvadoran women, Julia Elba and Selena Ramos, and the 6 Jesuit priests, Ignacio Ellacuría and his companions. They were violently robbed of their lives by soldiers of the Salvadoran army who trained at the School of the Americas just down the road. And so we journeyed to this place, not precisely the scene of the crime, but the place where crimes like this have been incubating for years. But we came not to focus on the crimes or even on the criminals. Our journeying here is an act of protest, of course, but it's much, much more than that. I want to suggest that we have come together to this place to remember the love of the martyrs. We are here to remember the love. And that's what makes the martyrs present. Presente. We remember the love. This is worth thinking about because it says something important about who we are, about what we know, what we hope for, and what there is in this world that is worth celebrating. So let me say a few words about this notion that we have journeyed here to remember the love. We've journeyed together to remember the love. The first thing to notice, we journey. Our being here is not an accident or the result of whim or fate. It's a choice. Each of us moved his or her body to Georgia by airplane or bus, by car or train or some other way. We came. Our choices might be the products of mixed motivations. They might have multiple determinants, some that we're not even aware of. It doesn't matter. What matters is that we're here. We came here. We moved ourselves from various places in Illinois and Nebraska, in Massachusetts and Maryland, from Colorado to California, and so many other places, to this spot in the heart of Georgia. And the point is this: all our choices involve action. They don't just happen in our heads. They affect our bodies. Where we place our bodies conditions everything else that we learn, everything we know, everything we experience, everyone we touch. And so the fact of choice says something about us. We give shape to our journeys. In this, we're choosing to be human beings whose lives have a sense of purpose and direction. We journey, and we're going somewhere in our lives. A second thing to notice, we journey together. Now, the word together can be taken, and I think should be taken, to refer both to the process of journeying, we all went on this road trip together, and the result of the road trip. We are here together, presente, present to one another. A community has been formed, and every single person in this room is a part of that community and has an irreplaceable part in creating what's happening here. And this community, this event that each of us helps to create, is a place where Jesus becomes present. Wherever two or more are gathered, Jesus said. Two or more. We're more than two or more. We are here, and He is here. And this event of community encompasses all of our lives and our passions and our loves. And this is important because we cannot do it alone. We cannot commit ourselves to this world. We can't answer the call that Susan gave in that beautiful opening address. We can't do it alone. We can't dream a better world into existence without each other. We won't stay faithful for the long haul by our own energies. We need each other. And by the way, we who are here as a community celebrate a community of martyrs. Eyaku and Nacho, Amando and Juan, Elba and Selena, Segundo, Joaquin, and of course, Monsignor Romero and Rutilio, Ida, Mora, Dorothy, Jean, so many other martyrs and crucified people of El Salvador, of the world. We come together as a community and join their community. They are present, but we are also made present by them. This is the deep meaning of that word that Susan addressed, solidarity. We journey together. And so now a third thing. We journey together to remember. The capacity to remember is very close to the very thing that makes us human beings. This remembering is not passive. It's not mere recall. No computer can do it. No computer can remember the way human beings remember. And it is not nostalgia. Johann Metz speaks of dangerous memories, and Susan used that phrase too. Memories in which early experiences flare up and unleash dangerous insights for the present. Memories that illuminate harshly and piercingly the problematic character of things that we made our peace with long ago. Memories that we have to take into account. Memories that have a future. This last point is crucial. We remember not to escape into some romanticized past. We remember in order to build a real future for our world. When we come together to remember the martyrs of El Salvador, the crucified people, we remember the future for which they lived and dreamed and labored and died. We remember in this way, we remember not the past, but the future. I love that phrase. I learned it from a Salvadoran Jesuit friend, Julio Cesar Sosa. We don't remember the past. We remember the future. Final point. We journey together to remember the love. There are horrors in this world, And we know that we have to face them, or else we risk slipping into a kind of a stupor, a dreamlike existence of perpetual unreality. It's very easy in this world of ours. And there are horrors that happen because of things our own country is deeply involved in. And this provokes a sense of crisis. But we came here not to wallow in guilt and not to glorify or to dwell on the horror. We came to experience anew the beauty of these women and men, the beauty of their lives and their commitments, the terrible beauty of their deaths. We come above all to experience the beauty of their lives, a beauty reflected in the eyes of each other. We've come here, each one of us, to remember the love. Our act of remembering takes us into their lives and their loves. And they help us to remember all those other nameless and forgotten victims whom God remembers. And this is the great thing about beauty. It draws us into love. And the great thing about love, it draws us into God. And in the memorable words of John Sobrino, it produces hope. Love produces hope. And great love produces great hope. So we've journeyed together to remember the love and to produce the great hope that only love can produce. And that's worth celebrating. And so now we know we've journeyed here to remember the love and to celebrate. And so I want to conclude by asking you to join me in a contemplation of the Passion, to see images of the horror and see beyond the horror the beauty. I want to ask you to join me in entering into solidarity with the suffering people so that we can do our part, in the words of Ignacio Ellacuría, to help them come down from the cross and live in the light of the resurrection. So the drawings we will contemplate by the Salvadoran artist Roberto Hueso come from the Romero Chapel on the campus of the University of Central America in San Salvador. The poem, a great American poet, Denise Levertov, and the music, Peter Gabriel. Join me in this contemplation.